find themselves battling it out for the gold medal here in Udine in Italy. We're between the Adriatic and the Alps, and there's going to be a team here that reaches the pinnacle of under-19 basketball and wins the gold medal. It's a good crowd that's come out on a Sunday evening here in Italy to watch this final that will start at 9 o'clock local time. We've already seen Japan and Canada battle for the bronze medal. Canada, for the first time in their history, get a medal at the Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup in a great game. And we've unearthed at least one superstar of the future in that game, and there are superstars of the future across the rosters of both these teams. With me, Shona Thorburn, the former Canadian national team player. We've seen a great bronze medal game. I think this for me has got everything. It's got talent, it's got the tradition, and it's two of the biggest names in world basketball playing off for a gold medal.
It is, and you know, at the beginning of the tournament, especially with the inclusion of Vadeeva and the talent that she brings to this Russian team after an early exit from Eurobasket, they decided to bring her here. You would have picked these two teams being in the final, and they're the best teams in the tournament. I mean, we saw a Russian team demolish Canada. I mean, in every aspect. It wasn't just offensively, it was defensively. And then we've seen a U.S. team that if someone's not getting it done in the starting five, guess what? They go to the next person on the bench. That person doesn't get it done, they go to the next person. They just have so many weapons that it's all right if you have an off night. And you see that if you look at the stats for this U.S. team. It's any given day, it's someone else's night.
Well, the one thing that the Americans will have is a full knowledge of where the strength of this Russian team lies. In addition to Vadeeva, who's seen us at a marvelous tournament, the backcourt of Zavialova has really demonstrated real ability. But when you have a Women's EuroLeague starting center in your line of under-19, well, people talk about building your teams from the inside out. She gives this team such a foundation that, like, it doesn't matter if you know where it's going, if you're not good enough to stop it, if you don't have answers. And it's going to be a real challenge for Coach McConnell to come up with answers.
Yeah, I mean, Vadeeva is a superstar. She's a superstar at the senior level already. She's a superstar in the EuroLeague. And she has been for a couple of years already. So, as far as experience goes, she is the most experienced player on the floor tonight. And I think we're going to see that. I mean, it's a very tough matchup for the U.S. What do? Do you double team like Canada tried to do? But then guess what? The guard stepped up for Russia and knocked down threes yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach McConnell Serio decides to do today. Well,
one of the normal strengths of an American team is dominating on the glass. They're not going to do that tonight. Can the Russians look after the ball? Can the Americans pressured become a huge factor? Well, we can talk about it more after the national anthems, and we'll start with the national anthem of Russia. Now the national anthem of the United States of America. Well, playing for your country is a big enough deal as it is, but a World Championship final. If they weren't nervous, they're going to be nervous right now. Exchange of the mementos at half court. Well, here's the third team, the other three individuals who've really earned the right to be in this final. Ambrosov from Ukraine, Kristina Von from Canada, and they took the caption away very quickly on the third member of the officiating crew. I will get that in a moment. Interesting when we're going to get a chance to look at this Russian roster to start with. All the talks about the inside, but when you've got a guard with Zavielova's quality, they've got strength in the they've got strength. Where does Musina play? Does she play on the inside or the outside? They've got great options.
They do, and you know, like we said, being a guard playing with the likes of Musina and Vadeeva, it makes your life easy. It really does, and I mean, they have to pay attention to the inside, so it's going to open things up for the exterior, and if they can make baskets, this game is going to be very, very interesting.
Well, there's going to be I don't think there's going to be any changes in this starting lineup, and because they pretty much have been going with the same lineup when they really need to, and the contributions from Sharen and Gurachuk yesterday from the perimeter was impressive. Inside-outside options, very, very senior-based, EuroLeague level quality of what they put on the floor. Whereas Shenedy Carter yesterday led this US team alongside Ruthie Hebert, but who knows if they're the players that are going to do that today.
Yeah, you know, Crystal Dangerfield, she's the captain, she's the leader. She was the one who was here 2 years ago, so she's actually played against the likes of Vadeeva and Musina, where the US ended up winning on Russian soil by 8 points. And she didn't have a great game yesterday, so I could see her coming out and really having a strong performance today. Well,
it's the same lineup that started yesterday, and you've got to really look at where each team can exploit advantage and disadvantage, and at the 4th spot, then it's going to be whoever ends up guarding Musina is going to have a tough ask, because it's a battle to guard Vadeeva, but Musina takes you inside and out.
Yeah, you know, we talked yesterday how Musina is almost that point guard post player. Everything really goes through her. She doesn't force a lot. She waits for the game to come to her. She's an exceptionally good rebounder, offensively and defensively. So, you know, I'm not... It'll be interesting to see who the U.S. put on her.
Well, that'll be the intriguing thing as we will come out with the starting lineups in a moment. But obviously, again, from the USA perspective, you'd expect them to put pressure on the perimeter. We may see them up the floor. They're going to want to make this game a very physically demanding game for the Russian guards.
Yeah, and that's what the U.S. has to do, in my opinion. I do think Russia has the talent on the interior. Guess what? The U.S. has the talent on the exterior. And they have the bench to do it too. So if I'm Coach McConnell-Serio, I'm saying, you know what? Let's pick up. Let's make it a nightmare for those Russian guards. Let's get in them from the tip and see, you know, make it difficult for them to get the ball to their posts.
Yep. Don't worry about the quality on the inside. Make that the outside be the issue.
Exactly. And
it might take them 3 quarters. It may take them 3.5 quarters to get a reaction for that, but it's got to be the scenario where they really do make them work for the whole time. Well, so welcome everybody to the FIBA Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup. The United States of America in the white uniforms, Russia in the red. And after 10 days of competition, after numerous qualification games, then the knockout stage, we come down to 1 game to decide who will be the winners of the Basketball World Cup Under-19 age group. Talent, current talent, but enormous potential on show. We're just about to jump it off. And the USA will have a first look at it in the half court. Sia Harris stops and fires up the mid-range 2. And it was 1 and done for the USA on the glass there. No competition on the glass at all on that one.
And you know, that's an area where the U.S. have been very strong. They have out-rebounded teams, but guess what? This Russian team is incredibly strong in rebounding as well.
Sharon puts it on the floor, goes up off the glass. And guess what? Vadiva comes up with an offensive rebound, but can't get it to drop. And great work to delay the initial break options for the U.S. So Russia get them in the half court. Dangerfield has it out top. Harris looking to be the aggressor, going baseline. Baseline penetration to the floater is no good. And Musina and Vadiva on the glass, but tremendous work. Bella Aleri just hung around. If you put yourself in the keyway, good things happen.
But, you know, keep in mind, that was kept alive by Hibbert.
Yeah. Kutchuk doesn't get it, but offensive rebound, Shirin, and she throws it and recycles it. Russia get a new 14. Musina takes the ball screen, finds a little space, stops and pops, and they foul the jump shooter. Ty Harris is charged with a personal. And there's no surprise here about how they've gone small on Musina because they recognize she really does get touches on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, do you put a guard on her? Do you put a post on her? It's a tough call.
Well, what it does, if they go small, it means that someone's got to guard Shirin on the perimeter too. So there's go to the source of all the good things that happen for Russia and make her work hardest. She makes the first from the free throw line. And 2 for 2, ties it. The first of many ties, I would assume, in this game. It's going to go right down to the wire. Sutton in the half court, guarded by Musina. Harris will weave as Dangerfield comes up to the foul line, knocks it down.
And that's a great start for her. Like I said, I don't think we saw the talent that she's capable of in yesterday's game. I mean, this is a UConn guard. She plays for the best university in the U.S., so
oh, great little slip. The pass wasn't there. And the USA off and running. Easy too, but they get it to drop. And Ty Harris goes coast to coast for the 2. And the USA with a 6-2 advantage. Sharon puts it on the floor. Vadiva outside, tries to back down. Nice seal, nice pass. Poor finish. And the physicality and the quickness looks like it's worrying Musina early part of this game. Dangerfield for the 3 is early, is good. Early timeout for Russia. Coach Kovalev does not want this to become into a run and gun type game. He takes the early timeout. Superstar by the USA. They lead this 8-2. 9-2 with a 3, sorry.
Yeah, you know, those who watched yesterday, this is a different Dangerfield, and this is what she's done previously. There's a reason why she was on the team 2 years ago at 17 years old, because she is very good, she is very talented, and I knew she was going to come out. I knew she was going to come out and perform, and we've seen that here already with a quick 5 points by her.
And the really good sign for me for the US at the moment is that anytime anyone's caught it on the perimeter, they're there. They're closed out quickly. And Shirin hasn't had a chance to get herself going from the perimeter. And the matchups, and you've got, again, we always talk about the way that people play out of games. And Bella Aleri yesterday, first half, really struggled.
Yep.
But then Coach McConnell stayed with her, and she was very effective as the game developed. And she's obviously got a lot of confidence in it because she starts it. And she's doing a nice job at the moment.
Exactly, and you know, I like that Coach McConnell Serio decided to say, you know what, we're going to play our game. We're going to go with the people that we have started this tournament and who have done well for us, who give us momentum early in the game, even though you're going up against an incredibly good backcourt in Vadiva and Musina. So they're saying, we're sticking to our game plan. You have to guard our type of style.
Well, Vadiva's just going to go to work here. It's too easy. They just run a little screen action, they get a switch, and she just walks down the keyway to get the easy 2. And they really did need to establish that part of the game. Sutton gets to the keyway, off the glass for 2. Tremendous athletic ability to turn the corner and finish. Vadiva's going to come off the block, catches it at the high post, thinks about the mid-range jump shot. And you're going to love that if you're the USA.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if she wants to shoot those shots, which we saw her hit a 3 yesterday, she's very capable of shooting a shot around the free throw line. But you're going to give her that.
Vadiva picks up the personal, and that's a great sign for the US. Going into the post, drawing contact. Russia so 2-3 zone out of bounds. And they come up with a stop. And Zabialova will look long, just about gets it across. Musina has it. They're going to chase her off the screen. Pick and pop, Shinadlai puts it on the floor. Goes strong, has it taken away. Musina stays with it and gets the 2.
And how many times did we see that yesterday?
Dangerfield, who started this game very confidently. Russia again is just going to try and contain a gap. Mallory puts it on the floor, tries to make some space. Will go outside to Harris. And the Russians go like-for-like switch. Harris steps back, is short. And that's not the game that the USA are going to want to play here. Very slow down, and Russia just controlled it then. Great effort by Heaven on defense. Dangerfield's up to the races. Spins to the middle, goes up off the glass for 2 and 1. And when she gets going, she gets going.
I mean, you saw how fast she was.
If they're going to foul, surely they'd have fouled then, not now on the shot.
Yeah, you never want to give up an and 1 as a coach. You know, they always say if you're going to foul, make sure it's hard or foul on the dribble before the shot.
Well, the rebound is secured by Vadiva. Dangerfield's up the floor, does not allow Zabialova to run things. Musina's inside, goes with the left hand. There's a scouting report that says she likes to go that way. 13-8, Dangerfield.
You know, we saw her go to her left hand a lot yesterday, and she's great at finishing with her left hand. Trust me, the U.S. knows she likes to go left. Who's on fire right now?
Well, Dangerfield with 2 threes early. I think 10 points already, and we've only played 5 minutes. And the US only has 15. There's a blocking foul on Vadiva. I think the USA bench might be asked to sit down at some point by the officials.
Yeah, you saw the official there tell them to...
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They're young. That's a blocking foul because
yeah, that was a good call. I mean,
top,
it was a little bit of a flop, and it was a good job that the ref didn't buy into that flop.
Musina stops and pops and buries the long 2.
And I mean, we've seen her shoot from outside, but I would also give her that as well. If I had to give up anything, I would give up a shot just inside the 3 off the dribble. But guess what? She can knock it down.
Well, that was smooth. That was in rhythm. Dangerfield, who's been just phenomenal at the start of this game. Sutton in the keyway will kick it. Harris moves it on. Sutton has it again outside the 3, down to 6 on the possession. Will take the ball screen, there's a switch. Now she'll attack it, takes the tough one off the glass, doesn't get the drop, and Vadiva is just too strong, too everything on the glass, but then just throws it away. Great read, easy 2. And even the best can get it wrong. Ty Harris just read it from a mile away.
Yeah, and this is where you see how athletic the U.S. are. And I really think that they can punish and disrupt the Russian guards in the full court with their athleticism on defense.
Shuren goes to Musina in the post. Still easy 2 for Vadiva. You can't get caught looking at the ball. That inside combination is going to be a tough ask. 18-12, and Russia have responded to the excellent start by the USA. Dangerfield stops. If that goes in, let's go home now. Vadiva comes down with a rebound. Such a quick move, though. She's at a level at the moment.
And you know, like I said, she's the one who played against these 2 superstars for Russia.
Ball's blocked.
2 years ago, and she knows that it wasn't an easy game and that you need to step up, and that's what she's done here early for this USA team.
Well, yesterday we talked about the energy that Shanity Carter had to bring, but at the moment she's got to maintain. It's a different type of role, but you know there's only one way she can play, which is like if she's got an opportunity to score, she's going to try and take it.
Yeah, that's her game, and that's, you know, everyone knows that she's out there to score, and she can score, and she can score quick, and she makes difficult shots.
Diva has it top. She's just going to try and work her way down low. Goes into traffic. Great help by Alari. Tremendous defensive rotation. We got the mid-court foul to stop anything happening in transition.
And that's a great defense by the U.S.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you have to do. You have to sort of shock her with the trap, because she will be able to do. She's talented enough that she can make the pass if the trap's a little hesitant.
Yeah. And
they weren't that time.
Safonova joins the game as Russia showed a 2-3 zone. Pretty standard looking matchup. Alari's going to work in the post, but goes inside outside. The Diva just, it's a rebound.
It is, and you.
In transition. Krulushuk just didn't even give it a second look. And Russia close it to 3. And Dangerfield says, hey, let's have a look at what we have in the half court. Carter's going to attack, it stops. There's that rainbow 2 and off the glass, and they were late enough in the bronze game.
You know, yeah, the banks were open in the bronze game, and they're open tonight as well.
Safonova needs a pass, finds one. Shurin, who's not in that place she was yesterday where she wasn't even thinking, she would have taken that. Great defensive effort. Dangerfield's defense to stop the handoff was just so quick.
Look at this shot by Carter. You want to talk about offensive talent? She had momentum going forwards, was cut off. It was good defense. She said, you know what, no problem. I'm just going to step back, slow down, go through my legs and knock it down.
Carter again, when she has it, you know she's going to attack you. Moves it on. Hebbert, who's yet to get herself going, and that's way out of her range. Great look. Great run, the one ring to ring. And Diva outworks everybody for the 2. Great lead pass.
It was, you know, that was her shot contest on defense, and she just won the foot race there down the court, and it was a perfect pass.
Dangerfield outside, has a look at what she has. USA in slow down mode. Heber goes baseline and just gets blocked. It's almost as though the Diva says, you can go there if you want, because there's no way you're going to come back out. Diva fires the 3. Shurin can't collect. And Joanna Holmes will check in. I think Joanna Holmes' contribution here is going to be important. They've got to keep running bodies at the Diva, and she's going to, the Texas University student's going to have to put in a performance today.
And she is one of the leaders. We didn't see a lot of her yesterday, but she is one of the leaders for this team. You know, she's, I wouldn't be surprised if she has a good performance tonight. She makes this all-star team for the tournament. Like, that's how good Holmes is.
Zabielova out top will take the ball screen. Comes back on a reposition. Attacks it, floats it. Safonova had the shot, takes the dribble, which made life a lot harder. And off to the races is Carter. Great look, just wraps that pass. Great trail play. Holmes blows the layup, and Badiva just outworks everybody again and comes down with another rebound. And Russia will try and hold for the last shot of this first quarter. Great hands by Dangerfield. She's been around everything that's good for the US. Holmes again on the layup, blows another one. But Alari does what she does. Just does the solid basic things, outworks her opponent, gets the 2. And at the end of 1, the USA on the back of this putback as Holmes missed back-to-back layups. Alari gets the offensive rebound, puts it back 22-17, and we are set up really nicely.
And you know, we just saw that highlight. Alari following the play. I thought Holmes was going to make it, but Alari did a good job of not giving up. And sure enough, she got an offensive rebound and 2 points. A lot of times you see people just, you know what, it's going to be 2 points, no worries.
Well, the USA has the lead. Russia has the rebound advantage at the moment, but Dangerfield at 6 turnovers for Russia has been well, and there's those turnovers for Russia, 6. That's been the key.
It has.
Well, 22-17, and it's almost like we, you know, before the game we said if they don't turn the ball over, Russia, they're right in this. They've turned it over 6 times, they're down 5.
Exactly, but this is what I'm talking about. I mean, Russia are so talented that they're only down 5 with 6 turnovers. And we said this before the game, though. I really believe that the strength for this U.S. team is going to be their guard play, and that's what we're seeing tonight. You know, we see Sutton there take it to the hoop strong. Dangerfield has come out with, you know, she's going to do everything she can to get that gold medal tonight.
The issue that Russia will have is that Vadiva's been immense already, but she's not going to go for 40. And so how they deal with Vadiva not being in the game, and Messina's tendency to want to really play on the perimeter and then look to slash cut a little bit more than post, it's going to give them a different look. So it's going to be intriguing the way they manage Vadiva's minutes for me.
I mean, what do you do? Do you just play her?
I play for as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, you
I might even think about just using timeouts to rest her.
Yeah. No, really, though.
Yeah.
I mean, her and Messina are going to play big minutes tonight. And you say, okay, you're 18 years old. I know this is the last game. I know it's been a long 10 days, and I know you're tired, but this is for gold. Can you fight through?
Well, Safanova's got to step up and complete the job that she's been doing so far in this tournament. Konienko's in the backcourt with her. The 3 is gone, is short. And again, the USA chance to run. And that's exactly what Sutton wants to do. Goes coast to coast with it, doesn't get the roll. And Vadiva comes down with yet another rebound. That'll be her 8th rebound already. Safanova.
She averages a double-double for this tournament.
Wraps it inside. Vadiva goes up to 2. I mean, like, Safanova's not going to make that layup and just lob it up there, she'll get it.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. If you're a guard and you get to play with Vadiva, your life just becomes easier.
Here's Carter outside the 3-point line, looks to attack it, looks to hesitate. Gets a little... Did she step out of bounds? I think she got a bump, but...
And if I am the U.S., I don't mind being aggressive and maybe attacking Vadiva a little bit and seeing if you can get her into foul trouble.
Well, one high school player replaced by another as Megan Walker checks in and replaces Kennedy Carter. It's Safanova in the half court. Little hesitation. They offer it a baseline. She doesn't take it. Vadiva's going to catch this high. Messina ducks, wants it down low, doesn't get it. The 3 is gone, is short. And Larry comes down with another rebound. She's accumulating some numbers tonight. Dangerfield stops in the lane, doesn't get the drop, and the ball will belong to Russia.
Dangerfield is talented.
Oh.
I mean, look at this. I know she missed, but how do you guard that?
Well, you don't, do you?
You don't, and you hope
try.
that happens,
yeah.
where you... That was a good shot.
You make it as tough as you can, but Shurin, I do think Shurin's going to have to become a factor here. Someone else is going to have to score for Russia. And this is her chance from the 3-point line, puts it up and throws an air ball. There were the shots yesterday she was knocking down for fun in the first half. And we've got a mid-court foul. And Klamar picks up the personal. Just takes one for the team. And Dangerfield is going to sit. And they still have talent coming in, but they don't have the same quality when Dangerfield steps out.
No, you know, there's a reason why Dangerfield is captain, why she's a leader of this team. But that being said, this U.S. team is packed with guards.
Well, Safonova has a chance to run, and Russia have 4 bodies down the floor. They turn down, now they're going to lock it down. Safonova for 3 is buried in transition. And Safonova, is she going to be their 3rd scorer? Because someone has to step in. Did she toe the line? Is someone else toeing the line?
We saw a lot of that in the last game. Maybe our view is a little far away, so we just think everything's a 3.
Holmes goes to work, doesn't get the drop. That's another layup she's blown. Great move, though. Safonova in transition. Mid-range on the end of the break is short, and Holmes just corrals it in and then leads the break. Doesn't like the numbers, backs it out. Oh, great little hesitation, but cannot get the drop, Sutton. Walker for the 3 is off. And if we're going to be critical here, the U.S. is a little bit quick. It's a little bit trigger happy at the moment. But that's the style they want to play.
That is, and it's not how Russia wants to play.
No.
And I don't disagree with it. You know what? Play your style and make Russia guard your game.
Messina gets in the lane, spins, goes up for 2, and drops it. And after the USA got out to the quick start, Russia take their first lead of the game. And Hubert Messina would put them there. Holmes out top. Walker gets to the high post. Has the tool set. Fade away for 2. Beautiful looking release. Quality. Absolute quality on the release. Safonova.
That's just a big time shot.
Yeah. Messina steps back for the 3. Oh. Have we gone into the wrong game? Is this really an under-19 game? Walker tries to answer with 3 and he's short. The one thing that the USA can't do is get into head-to-heads here. If Walker comes down and thinks, I'm going to make the shots that she makes, I don't think they win that way. I think if 5 guys run and 5 guys get back, they have a chance. If they make it like I'm going to outscore you, I think Russia had this.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Messina tries to turn the corner, needs a pass, goes over the top. Great little pass, great little finish. Kornienko gets the 2. And that's what Russia need is contributions, and that's what they're getting.
And you want to see the U.S. run a play here, share the ball.
Harris wraps it. Hebert goes inside, and there's no Vadiva, so Hebert just takes it up strong and gets the 2.
Exactly, and that's what happens when Russia has to give Vadiva a little bit of a break, right?
Totally. Turnover, everybody's on the floor. And who's coming up with that? No one. The ball will belong to the United States. Great effort. Here's the move by Hebert. Strong, she takes it straight at the ring. Soft hands on the finish.
And that's also a good realization by her that, you know what, they don't have that power and the tall person waiting in the middle to block me. You know, she calmly decided, hey, you know, I'm stronger than this person. They're closing out on me. Easy 2 points for her. So you see Andrei Kirilenko there, now president of the Russian Federation. So you know he's excited about the future and the talent that this young Russian team have.
It's an interesting thing, just as an aside, the number of great ex-players that are trying to take major roles in their federation. Obviously, Steve Nash taking a major role with Canada, Jorge Garbarosa in Spain. That's a relatively new development because a lot of administrators, maybe commissioners and referees who are an important part of the game. Now you've got an increasing number of players who are trying to keep their federations at the top of the sport.
And you know, I like it. I like seeing that because guess what? As a player, you know what it takes. You know the sacrifices, and you can help this younger generation to understand what you need to be, where you need to go, how you need to work to be a star and a champion at the next level.
So the great good of Russian and American basketball in the facility. And after the timeout, the USA, with 5:10 to go in the first half, trade it by 2, but have possession. Carter going baseline, only knows one way to play, and that's the way to play. Baseline penetration, takes it up strong, gets the 2, and Carter will always tick the scoreboard over. Cena puts it on the floor with the right hand. Nice pass. Great seal. And the recognition and the IQ with the switch, but then the execution individually to seal off. Tremendous.
And to have the ability as a power forward to make that pass from Musina as well is that's next level. It really is.
Feet set. Harris is long. Who's coming down with it? Kremar will bring it. Now she has a look, gets it back where it should go to Kavialova, and she backs it out. Wow, great play. Heather read it so well as she switched. Great early pass. Harris doesn't like what she sees. Lines it up. The 3 is gone in transition. Buried it. Sutton for 3, and the USA take the lead back over 31-30, and they shared it beautifully in transition right then.
Yeah, they did, and that was a good decision. You kind of thought maybe they were going to try and go up, but they didn't. They pulled it out. Sure enough, you had a semi-transition. You knocked down the 3.
Christina trying to go to work. Now needs a pass. And the help was late from Hebert. The beautiful back cut. It was eye of a needle time in terms of the pass.
Number 5 to go to this is number 13
Oh, the out of bounds play is blocked. Great execution, but Stefanova for 3 is long. And the Russians come up with the offensive rebound. And they get the 2. And it was much more of a team rebound situation. But Kazuka comes up with the 2. And Russia, we have yet another lead change. And there's a hold. You know, there are times at this level, who'd be a referee on the ball screen? Because is it a hold? Is it a moving screen? There's a lot of physicality. Corner's wide open for Harris, but she doesn't connect. And Russia have a chance to run. Great lead part. What an effort defensively. Carter just outworked everybody in transition. And saved a certain 2. Stops, puts up the rainbow, nothing but string.
That's a rainbow shot if I've ever seen one. And she just plays with so much confidence. I mean, look at that. She hustled, got back, got the steal.
Well, historically,
comes right back.
Yeah, historically the pick and roll has been a bit of a, call that as a foul. Well, Stefanova is going to pick up the second foul. I just saw a slip, but let's take a look. Stefanova's getting back. There's a little, well, there's not really contact.
I mean, you know, it was a good job by Carter to sort of put her elbow down a little bit. Yeah, I think she slipped, and maybe that's what the ref saw, thinking it was a foul.
Historically, in various games, at various points of their history, the USA being the dominant force in the game has struggled in certain competitions with pick and roll defense. You know, it was early pick and roll there, and that was early, but they really didn't get any help, and the Russians are really reading, and the IQ is high coming off that pick and roll. Be interesting to see if the Americans have a way, they're going to decide to guard it. Cena composes herself, gets an angle, and finishes.
I mean, that's just a tall order for Carter to have to try and guard Musina. And Russia does a good job of realizing the mismatch, though. They're calm, they're collected, and they get the ball to her.
Well, Dangerman's back in. He's short with the 3. Alari's back in, and she's been doing, again, what she's been doing for the whole tournament. That's a little blue-collar role she's got. Meanwhile, normal service restored, and Shinodi Carter hits down another 2. Wow.
I mean, she had a great game yesterday, and she's playing like she did yesterday.
Oh, Musina has a look at what she has. Put it inside. It's going to be a travel, surely. I was going to say, when is Vidiva going to come back? And she's going to come back.
She's taking a good little break there.
Yeah, it's only a minute and a half of the quarter. She's going to get the whole of the half time. And guess what? They've dealt with her being out of the game really well, 36 apiece.
They have, and maybe that's why they left her on the bench for as long as they did.
Well, Sharon's going to come back in. That probably means Musina's going to sit. I think Carter just found us.
Did you see that? She blocked the ball, was able to save it while falling out of bounds and outlet the pass.
Well, turnover. Alari is fouled in transition. Is that Vidiva's second foul? Yep.
Look at this play right here. Great awareness.
Number 18,
I think I'm a EuroLeague player here. You're just a high school kid. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to bring it in on me.
And yeah, we talked about that before the game. I mean, if you talk about an experienced player, it's Vidiva. She has the most experience. Vidiva's used to playing against the likes of a Brittany Griner.
Absolutely.
A Tina Charles, do you know what I mean? Superstars. And she holds her own against them, so...
Oh, Dangerfield! Now what? Oh! Crystal Dangerfield! Forget the rest of the highlights. Just replay this. You missed the best bit. So the shot was tough enough, but the little move before. Jumps, leaning back, little contact, gets the on-one play. Whatever she had for breakfast or whatever this morning, take some of that. She has come out with so much energy.
And you know, she's making up for yesterday. She realized she didn't play the game that she's capable of playing yesterday, and she feels like doing it on the even bigger stage here at the gold medal game.
Well, the USA will take... Well, Russia will take the second timeout. 50.5 seconds to go. The USA have been on a little 5-0 run to lead this by 3. And Dangerfield, well, for an experienced player, as you say, for a UConn player, for a team captain on the USA team, yesterday she was fairly anonymous. Today, she is just a different level.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Susan McConnell-Serio had a little bit of a heart-to-heart with her. I mean, McConnell-Serio was one of the best point guards of all time. You know, I think she has stats that haven't even been close to being touched as far as assists at a point guard. So she might have sat there and said, listen, from one great point guard to the future great point guard in Dangerfield, don't worry, play your game. You know what you're capable of. And she's come out and shown that here today.
Whichever one of you hasn't said it, you two are right on the backside. Here we go. Together, 1, 2, 3. Together.
And you know, you saw the rebounds there. 14 for the U.S., 25 for Russia. And we talked about, you know, Russia leads this tournament in rebounding. And they have not disappointed yet. And I think that's a big reason why they're in this game, because the U.S. have played great. They really have. Don't get me wrong. Russia's made enormous baskets as well, but their rebounding has given them that opportunity.
Vidiva will catch it high, and then she'll go down and then try and seal. There she is. They don't find her, though. Puts it on the floor. Sharon down the middle, tries to shovel it off. David gets the offensive rebound, goes back up. It's going to go back up again, fights for it. And she will draw the foul, but that's only the second team foul for the USA in this quarter. And they'll all be disappointed they didn't score. It's an effort on the glass, though. They go long. Sharon again turns down the option for the 3. Musina puts it on the floor. Little hesitation, spins to the middle. Has it knocked away. And a foot violation and a 14-second reset.
And you know, we talked about ice for Carter. That's an incredibly difficult mismatch. She's giving up a lot of height on Musina. But guess what? Carter's athletic. She's fast. She's quick. And that's what we saw there. She knew Musina was going to kind of dribble her down backwards, and Carter was able to get a little hand on it.
Well, only a second or so differential between game and shot clock. And Samanova travels, little indecision. Real indecision by, it's one of those things, she would have normally shot it because of the shot clock situation. She decided not to. Russia do not have a foul to give. This is going one way. Carter goes up, is fouled at one.
And that's Vadiva's third foul. I mean, she didn't just make that and one. Vadiva now has 3 fouls going into the halftime. How good is she?
Everyone in the gym knew exactly what was going to happen. And they couldn't stop it. And she completes the three-point play, and that last 40 seconds, 20 seconds for Russia has been a nightmare of a period of time. They trailed by 6. And the USA, the relentless nature of their pressure, their relentless nature of what they're trying to put on the floor. We said it might take them, however long it takes them, they're going to get benefits out of it. And it took them 19 minutes, 50 seconds, and then they get something from it. They lead at the half, 42-36. But you saw it right at the end. The bigger number is 3 fouls on Vadiva, and she picked up 2 of those in the last minute and a half. Tough situation for Russia. Stats-wise, it's going to look like a pretty even set of circumstances until you see the turnovers and the rebounds.
Exactly, and like you said, I'm more worried about the 3 fouls on Vadiva, and I mean, that's big, and that's a good job. That's what I said. I go, get Vadiva in foul trouble if you're the U.S. You know, look at that, 11 turnovers. And that has all been created by the U.S.'s 8 steals and their pressure and their defense and how athletic they are. I mean, it was clearly, this is a defense. They've just stepped it up a level for this gold medal game. We didn't see that kind of defense yesterday against Japan. But they've stepped it up, and we're seeing that tonight.
And there's some big headline players for the United States in this game in terms of Dangerfield in particular. Carter's just come in and been what she was yesterday. But you can't underestimate. You need people like Bella Aleri. She appears in 3 of the stats line. She's their leading rebounder. And there's a lot of people in the gym might even not notice the fact that she's out there. And you need those players that hold your group together and do those blue-collar things. And this USA team has a lot of weapons, and they have a lot of talent. And with Vadiva on 3 fouls, this is going to be a real hard ask for the Russians. But more than anything else, they just got to stop coughing the ball up.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that they need to talk about at halftime. They need to talk about slowing down. You know, we just saw a fast break points for the U.S. You need to talk about slowing the U.S. down in transition and limiting your turnovers. You're not going to be able to win if you let that happen.
Dangerfield has just been phenomenal. The USA has been relentless. It means they lead at the half, 42-36. We have a game here. We'll need a break. You'll probably need a break too, and we'll see you around 10 minutes for the second half. Well, welcome back. We're at half-time of the gold medal game of the FIBA Under-19 World Cup. And a great end to that first half sees the USA with a 42-36 advantage. And it's only 6 points. It's not a big deal in terms of margin. But 3 fouls on Maria Vadeeva could be a huge... And also the style of game that's going on.
Yeah, exactly. I think the 3 fouls are the most worrisome thing if I'm the Russian coach. And guess what? The U.S. team knows she has 3 fouls, and they're going to attack her. They're going to attack her defensively, offensively. They're going to try and get that 4th foul by her. And like you said, it's also the style of game. The U.S. did a great job. They went with their typical starting 5. They said, we're going to play our style of game. They've come out a lot more aggressive, and Russia cannot match this. Russia can't play this style. You can't play up and down, fast pace, and that's what the U.S. is doing. So they're going to have to, if they want a chance to win, they got to take care of Vadeeva not getting her 4th, and they need to say, you know what, we need to control this tempo, we need to control this style of game if they want to give themselves a chance to come back here.
Well, the other big number is those 11 turnovers, isn't it? They're absolutely, if they turn it over 22 times, they're not winning this game.
No, they're not against the U.S. team, you know, that's for sure. And you talk about 8 turnovers, but, 11 turnovers, it's 8 steals for the U.S. So it's the U.S.'s defense that is causing those turnovers, and it just shows you how strong, how fast the U.S. is on defense. There you see the bronze medal winners who had a horrible time yesterday against Russia. I mean, Russia just took away everything from them, and you wondered how they were going to respond today, if they were going to be able to pick it up, forget about yesterday, play their style of game, and they did. They played against a very, very good Japanese team. It went down to the wire, and Canada were able to hold on.
Well, Canada win the bronze. The gold medal between these two just about to start the 3rd quarter. Both teams are out a little early, so the referee has set the stage for a second. So Russia on the wrong end of a 6-point margin, with foul trouble on their superstar center. We'll have the first look at the half court. Sharon, who's been no factor at all in that first half, has got to start contributing. Wow, what a start for her.
I mean, you called it. You said she needs to start contributing.
It did look the most convincing drive.
It didn't. And you know what? This is where the U.S., though, have put a guard on Musina. And so Hibbert has a tall task of guarding, as a post player, guarding a guard, essentially, right?
Yep.
And I think that was just good awareness that, you know, I'm a little faster. Maybe I can get an advantage if I take it hard.
Well, they can't complete the M1 play. And Larry comes down with another positive stat. That's an 8th rebound. Sutton in the half court will get it to Dangerfield, who has led this team in so many ways at the start of this game. Gets it on the repositioned screen, a little hesitation. Holmes is I'm not quite sure it went back. I think the referee might have been a little bit.
You know what? Holmes kind of ran back thinking she also thought she went over and back. You know, we have the benefit of looking on the screen here, and it didn't quite look like it.
No. But a great effort defensively. Sloppy inbound pass, and Dangerfield just said, I'll take that.
I mean, you saw how fast Dangerfield is in the first half. Why would you make that kind of a pass?
Dangerfield stops inside the 3, is way off though, so they dodge a bullet. And Russia could have had a perfect start. Missed the M1, turned it over, but then they've still got a chance to eat into the lead without any response. Vadeeva underneath is foul, but we'll go to the free throw line. That's a little too soft of a cut. She's got to get bumped.
Yeah, you need that cross screen. The guard needs to do a better job of bumping and giving Holmes a chance to 3-quarter or get a little closer even.
Well, Vadeeva will be disappointed. She missed Missed the shot, even more disappointed now she's missed the first of the 3 throws.
She's an 86% free throw shooter, so she's wondering why that didn't go in also.
Normal services resumed on the second one. And a 3-0 start for Russia at the start of this third period. Cuts this to a 3-point lead. Harris will go to Holmes at the high post, who puts it on the floor, goes at Vadeeva and then can't get it to drop. Well, there's the intent of going at the Vadeeva in the foul trouble. Vadeeva's down the floor, goes up and blows the layup, and you've got to give Harris so much credit for the challenge.
Yeah, she kind of made Vadeeva hang in the air probably a little bit uncomfortably.
Oh, then another early shot. The USA is going to keep pushing it, keep taking the early shot. If they're open, they're going to shoot it. We've seen her, looks inside, same play. Vadeeva turns, faces, and just knocks down the short 2.
And this is what we talked about. Guess what? Vadeeva is used to playing against the U.S. women's national team players, the senior ones, in the post position. So
it's almost like there's a philosophy here that says that if you don't stop me, I'm going to take a shot. So you've got to make me give up my shot. Harris,
exactly,
with the tough turnaround, gets the 2. Showing again, puts it on the floor, goes with the right hand, doesn't get the drop. Vadeeva just can't get after it as hard as she would have normally done with a foul situation.
Exactly, I think she might have come up with that offensive great move. And this is the way the U.S. needs to play if they want to win this game. And Russia can't let them go coast to coast and score.
Absolutely.
You know, you saw this. Vadeeva would typically probably come up with that rebound, but she can't rebound as hard now.
Oh, Musina, for the first time probably in this competition, takes the ball to the far side of the ring, and Harris just said no. Moved her feet beautifully, gets her hands in, gets the help ball.
And that's the advantage of being a little smaller, faster. You know, if Musina brought the ball down there, she brought it down to Harris's level.
Well, Kyla Overbeck checks in for the USA. Well, a little ball fake, step back to 2. And Sutton on the foul line just stroked it. And the USA have answered that little Russian run so well. Little horn set. Musina, they missed the wide open in the corner. Musina is fouled on the jump shot. Well, Harris doesn't like the call, but if you chase the jump shooter and go after it, you're going to foul.
Yeah. And, you know, it's one of those you want to contest, but it's also an easy call for a ref.
Well, Musina is almost money in the bank from the free throw line. Makes the first. It's a 16th point already, make that 17. Dangerfield will get the USA into the half court. Baseline penetration, takes the floater.
That's a tough shot.
That's quality.
That, you know, that's a really tough shot. You can't guard that.
No. Gurchuk goes to Vadeeva in the post, who faces up. The level of this game is phenomenal. Both teams are at a level now. Dangerfield in the half court. Larry will reverse it. Again, Russia show that little 2-3 zone. The long 3 is on the back of the ring. Musina will advance the basketball. And this quickness has given her a few issues. Now she gets to the far side of the ring. It blows the layup. Vadeeva outworks everybody for 2. And Russia come back to within 3. Dangerfield out top says, okay, coach, let's run a half court. We haven't run one yet. Alari looks down low. They don't go there. Sutton. Alari gets it, takes the turnaround off the glass, doesn't get the drop. Shurin gets the rebound. Russia have a chance to run. Oh, the quick and early 3.
You had Vidiva there with position, and if I'm Vidiva, I'm looking at my guard and I'm saying, hey, you need to give me the ball when it's one-on-one coverage down there.
Oh, and you get punished the other way as Harris just knocks it down. And if you do not get back in transition, this team is shooting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was all because of the fast, in my opinion, ill-advised three-point shot by Russia. And look, the U.S. made them pay.
We've seen it outside. Again, the defense is just top draw. Vidiva on a little dive inside the two.
I mean, we said there's a superstar in this game, and we're seeing it on both ends of the court right now. I mean, Vidiva already has a double-double.
Oh, Carter Overbeck just can't guard Vidiva. That's a for sure statement. Well, Larry comes up with another positive stat off the glass, doesn't get the drop. Schoening gets it out, 2-on-1 break here for Russia. We've seen it down the middle for two.
How talented is she?
We got a 2-point game, and we've got a great game. Dangerfield, 2-3 zone is where Russia look like they're going to protect.
They kind of have to with Vidiva's 3 fouls, right? It's not a bad idea. Dangerfield
goes inside. Overbeck gets it away, but can't get it in. And Vidiva does enough without potentially fouling. Lucina lines up the 3. Got it! Timeout, United States of America. It's a 1-point game, and Russia have invested in the zone, and it's brought them back.
Look at this. You have Lucina, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. You have Vidiva, 17 points, 14 rebounds. You want to talk about superstars? It's absolutely incredible.
Taking long shots with creating rebounds, and yet we're not getting back on defense, and nobody's going to the glass. Okay? Listen.
No surprise there. Coach McConnell, Sirio, has decided to put Carter back in, and guess what? She can score. She can flat out score. I mean, there's no other way that you can describe her game as, hey, we need 2 points, she can get you 2 points. Or 3.
Well, the US, I can't remember a game at this level where the USA is being out-rebounded by 35-19.
No, and we knew Russia was very good at rebounding. But this is what I mean, and we talked about this. Russia's talent is in the post, and it has been rebounding, and it's showing here tonight.
Well, they're rebounding against the American defense on the steals, and the two things at the moment are literally balancing each other out.
And that's why it's such a, we have a 1-point game.
So after that little run, USA take the timeout. Vidiva gets a spell on the bench. I wouldn't leave it there for too long. 3:39 to go in the third. Dangerfield. And this Russian little run is coincided with the USA playing half-court basketball. Meanwhile, Carter goes to work. Doesn't get the drop, but gets her own rebound. She is just relentless.
I told you, she checked in, and she's going to have 2 points right now. And that was good defense. That was a good, they made her get a tough shot. She missed, but guess what? She got her own rebound. Now she's going to the free throw line.
She just brings that. She only knows one way to play the game, and she just plays that at a great, great level. And there might be some guys who say, oh, yeah, she's just going to shoot it. But you earn that right, and you earn that right in 2 ways. One, with your talent. 2, with your work ethic. So she just went after that. And then she goes 2 for 2 from the line.
If you need a point, you go to her.
Safanova will get Russia into the half court. And Russia at the moment really don't, apart from Lucina, don't have a scorer on the floor. Schoening attacks it. Yes, they do. Oh, she just blows the layup. Great work on the glass. Lucina for 3 is short. And they're going to call her for the offensive foul. It looked like a foul from where I'm sitting.
It did,
The reaction is a little different, but...
Let's see. Yeah. It's an easy foul. I mean, that's an easy call for the referee. I think Lucina knew it too.
Oh, yeah. But unless you're going to leave Vadiva out now for the quarter,
do you rest her for 3 minutes and then you say, hey, you got to play the last 10 minutes?
She's going to get the 2-minute quarter break anyway. She sat down now for a couple of minutes. I think she needs to get in. That's a travel. Safanova will advance the basketball. I'm assuming that Russia will want something and Musina will end up with the basketball. Now she's got it. She's guarded by Carter. Carter's playing a little soft on her. Musina wants it. This is going up. Looks to attack the middle. And she's fouled as she tries to turn the corner. Depends how the officials call it. Some would say that she was on her way up, and they do as well.
And that's Hibbard's 4th foul. I mean, we've been talking about Vadiva's foul trouble. Yeah, she need her.
Yeah.
And, Hibbard hasn't done a lot today compared to what she did yesterday, but she's very capable. So, I think that's a loss for them.
Oh, huge. Because to Holmes, as much as we all know that Joanna Holmes is a very good player, is an exceptional player, has not really found a way to contribute in this game. She has 0 points at the moment and is really struggling to find any offensive rhythm. And as Hubbard hasn't been as good as she was yesterday, but she is, at the moment, the most stable big.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you were talking about Holmes. She averages 9 points a game. 9.8 points a game and 9 rebounds. So she is one of their most consistent bigs in this tournament. But she hasn't found her rhythm today. She didn't have a great game yesterday. I mean, Hibbard was just magnificent. So obviously, coach went with her yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see if Holmes can kind of get something going in the post for the U.S.
This Russian zone is literally slowed up this U.S. team until Carter touches the ball. I mean, someone in that zone, doesn't matter if you're man-to-man in zone, someone's got to realize she has it, so it's going up. She didn't even think.
She did not. She is just unconsciously scoring right now.
Oh, tough. 2.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Great job hustling back, because that was going to be an easy 2 points for the U.S. at Carter.
Safanova. Musina has it. Tries to turn the corner. Gets a reposition. Feet set for 3. Is way off. It's a battle on the glass. Everybody's not on the floor, but the U.S. just about retain it. Dangerfield in the open floor. Watch out. Grabs the pass. Holmes is fouled and still can't finish the play. And she is having one of those games that players just... It's a nightmare scenario for her.
And Safanova, is that her 4th foul?
So this game now has it all. It has a foul issue, it has a quality.
It has superstars.
It has superstars, and it has a lot of people in the gym too.
Yes.
Well, Holmes gets her first 2 points. You love the opportunity. You're struggling, get to the free throw line.
That's what coaches tell you, right? One of your better scorers, if you're struggling, you say, get to the free throw line. Dangerfield did a great job of pushing through the tempo, getting the ball to her, and Holmes didn't hesitate. She took it strong. She knew she had an advantage there.
Vadiva comes back. The last time they brought her back with a minute to go in a period.
It did not
she picks up 2 fouls, so I'm not a lover of that
and you're only down 2.
Musina will move it on. Arielova, Vadiva, and Holmes. She settles for the jump shot. And she's 4 from 4 on that jump shot this quarter.
She is, and keep going to that play. If I'm Russia, you have Musina on the opposite side, kind of come off the screen. If nothing happens, you have that cross screen for Vadiva. So you have 2 great looks.
Oh, Dangerfield picks it up. And Musina comes down with a defensive rebound and puts it on the floor. Russia a chance to lead with around an 8-second differential between the shot and the game clock. We've got a whistle, and that'll be shooting for Russia.
Holmes just kind of got wrapped up a little bit, and I don't I don't disagree with that call, or her trying to play a little bit more aggressive before the screen even happened. But, I mean, there's a reason why these refs are doing this game also, and it's because they are the best refs in this tournament, and they see those kind of things.
So I think if Vadeeva makes the second of these free throws, she'll sit, which is a pretty good move with 20 seconds of defense to come. Makes the first.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach is not going to risk her picking up her 4th foul with 20 seconds left.
And the Russians have a foul to give, so you could see them coming in here with a couple of bodies just to waste that, use that foul up. So Vadeeva and Safanova is stepping out, so and they're going to still show the zone, but they've got a foul to give if they need to. Dangerfield will advance the basketball for the USA. Dangerfield slashes through, great pass, Holmes for 2. She can't make that, and she's fouled on the floor, but I think they'll give her shots, and that's the full layup or a little 2-footer she's just been unable to complete.
I mean, Holmes is mad at herself, but can we just give props to Dangerfield right there? That was a beautiful pass. She was quick, she was aggressive. They're so worried about her scoring, you know, and Dangerfield penetrated there, kept her eyes on the rim the whole time. So that's why she was able to pass the ball to Holmes, because everyone thought that Dangerfield was going to go up.
Well, Holmes misses the first of the 2. It doesn't matter if you played at NCAA Division I school. When you're a young player on the way through the pathway, when you're having a bad time, it's a tough time. You've got to find a way to make it work for yourself here, but that's hard. Musina throws it away. Wrong person, wrong place, wrong time. But the Russian under-19 team has had a beautiful 3rd quarter for them. They trailed by 6 at the half. They lead by 2 at the end of 3. And that has been a quality performance by both teams. Carter has 17. Musina has 24, Vadeeva has 21. Where do you start? There's so many performances to talk about.
I mean, look at that 2-point percentage from Russia. That's the reason why they're up right now. Free throws, 81%. Rebounds, wow. I would never have thought that.
And 18 assists.
You know, 14 turnovers. That's what has been the U.S.'s strength. 11 steals. And, you know, going into this 4th quarter, what do you say if you're the U.S.? Do you say, stick to our game? Don't worry, guys. You know, we're going to do an okay job on Vadeeva. Confidence on offense.
Well, just take a second just to reflect on the promo there with, you know, the new FIBA calendar. Your national teams are playing at home in competitive games. Everybody out there will have the opportunity to watch their national team play in competitive games throughout the season. You know, 3 competition windows, great development. But right back to here now, 30 seconds before the start of the 4th. The great thing for Russia, you pointed out the turnovers, but only 3 turnovers in that quarter. You know, 11 at the half, and again, that enabled them to get back and win the quarter by 8. Vadeeva's got, if she can stay out of foul trouble, it's got to go the whole 10 for me. I don't know how he's going to rest Musina, because she didn't sit for the whole of the 3rd period. But it's a management issue for him. For the USA, it's just they've got bodies that they can throw in.
They do, and the U.S.'s strength is their bench. I mean, anyone on the U.S. can start. So maybe their legs are going to be a little fresher. Maybe the U.S. coach is going to be able to go to her bench and say, you know what, maybe you're only going to be in there for 2 minutes, but I want you to really disrupt this Russian team.
They look for Vadeeva down low. They get the back screen. Great hands by Hilaria, and she is long. She just extended there.
She is, and you know, she's one of those players, if you're watching this game, you don't necessarily really notice what she does. She's not, you know, on the stat sheet other than rebounds, really, but she's a big part of their success right now.
Good shoot, turns it over. Hilaria now leads the break, shows a nice handle. And Holmes can't surely miss that, and she doesn't. We've got a new game with 9:29 to go. We're tied at 62. Vadiva will hand off Musina. Little weave by the Russians. It's a little passive, a little slow at the moment. So what? Vadiva has it, squares up. And a little bit better by Holmes because she just forced her off the block a little further. Dangerfield in transition, off the glass, doesn't get the drop. And then Larry just does the smart thing. And Musina is down. And I don't think Coach McConnell needs to ask about it. She's down under the basket. You have to stop the game.
Because it's more the danger, you know.
Yeah.
Someone might trip over her, and her, you know, a U.S. player might trip over Musina who's on the ground. So it's more of a danger thing.
If she's in the corner or wherever, as long as they don't think she's seriously hurt, fine.
And, you know, I'm sorry, we keep talking about Vadiva, how she's going up against women who don't have her experience. Guess what? Musina plays EuroLeague as well.
Yep.
In Poland for you know, a traditionally great basketball club as well. So she's also used to playing against the best in the world. Oh, wow. I mean, you're just shaking your head, Mark. What do you do?
Like you don't run,
How do you
need
stop
to run
it?
a thing. You just don't need to run a thing.
Just give the ball to Carter.
But no Russian had a hand on it. Really answers with 3 of her own. And that was with a hand on it.
This game is going to, you called it, this game is going to go down to the wire. And basketball fans, I mean, if you're just tuning in now, you have missed some spectacular performances. Great
pass. Holmes blows another one. Oh, you got to feel for her. She's a great, great player. And she's just having one of those days where now she's probably thinking about it too.
And do you think maybe it's a little bit of the defensive?
Oh, back-to-back threes. Kurilichuk. They see the 3 from Carter. Kurilichuk goes down and goes back-to-back from the 3-point line. And they'll say the same thing. She's just made one, and no one has a hand up.
Yeah, you know, they went under the screen there. You can't go under the screen on a 3-point shooter. Carter, of all people, should know you can't go under the screen on a 3-point shooter because I make you pay. Yeah. And, you know, we're talking about Holmes and how she's not producing like we're used to her seeing on offense.
So far out, I can go under. You have 10.
Yeah, don't go under. That's what they're saying. And maybe Holmes is a little fatigued because she has an enormous responsibility on defense trying to guard Vadiva.
Well, Carter has 20 points personal. And percentage-wise, she's good. And it's surely some. Messina looked over at the bench as if to say, "Well, why are we giving her that shot?" Well, you know, she's in your area. You know, they're not. They held the front of the zone in, so you've got to go out and just have a hand up. If she makes it, then fine. But Carter is just having a phenomenal game. One of the younger members of this team is just showing so much confidence and ability.
And yeah, you know, we talk about the Russians who have been playing professionally for a few years now. You know, they're used to EuroLeague caliber players. Guess what? Carter says, I might only have high school experience, but I'm not backing down. I am just as experienced. I am just as confident in you, in my game, as you guys are in yours.
If the USA could just get a little more contribution on the inside, it would really, really help the cause. Here's Dangerfield, who really has already carried her team in so many ways. They get the high screen. Dangerfield will reverse it. Larry inside, outside. Little floater on the runner is long. Larry keeps it alive. Holmes just can't complete the play. But Larry gets it. A great effort on the glass, and we've got to travel on the play. It's almost automatic. If you catch it and go the same way, it's without a crossover step. Even if it's not, the referee calls it.
Yeah, at the international game, especially, you know, and that's what these U.S. players aren't used to. You know, it's not a travel in North America.
Safonova almost picked it up and turned it over. Vadiva puts it on the floor, goes to the far side of the ring. Tough move. Just put it on the floor and took it strong. And Russia have their biggest lead of the game.
And, you know, we talked about Holmes' struggles.
Dangerfield in the lane, doesn't get the drop. We got a whistle on it. They called that on Vadiva? No, yes, they have. That's a fourth foul. I'd like to see it again.
I mean, you know, she's done a good job since she's been in foul trouble of standing straight up.
I don't think it is. I'm not sure it is her. Carter puts it up and misses, but Holmes gets the rebound. Nice find. Larry goes to the middle, tries to step through off the glass for two. Fundamental move, solid.
Incredibly fundamental. She knows Vadeeva can't swat and get a foul. I mean, that's a big time move by a role player.
Yep, 6:40.
A role player who's played some of the longest minutes for them, so clearly she has a very important role on this team.
Larry's going to be called for the personal on that play. Just a little bit too reaching like. Here's the move, or maybe not. Here's the foul. Vadeeva stops, fires it up from two. And you've got to like that if you're a US fan, that she wants to shoot that shot. Oh, top.
They are so talented offensively at every position.
Sutton goes to 11 points personal. And the Russians go on a run. Now the USA are on their run. Russia with a 1-point advantage. Dangerfield advances the basketball. Gets in the lane, little floater, doesn't get the drop, but Vadeeva comes down with a rebound. Dangerfield almost comes up with it. Safonova will advance the ball. Safonova, hands off. Savialova, Safonova in the corner is, it's a little contact after the release.
And guess who's running?
Carter.
Oh, I don't even. I mean, I'm speechless.
Oh.
She is so talented offensively.
You asked the question, like, how do you stop her?
You foul.
All you can do
is foul at around half, right?
Foul the halfway line and say, look.
Yeah.
So Russia led by 5, USA go on a 6-0 run, lead by 1. Russia take the timeout. It wasn't Vadeeva's full foul.
It was not.
No, they caught it on Shuren. And so Vadeeva still has the 3.
I mean, everyone knew that Carter could score going into this game. You know, she was leading the team in scoring throughout this tournament with 12.5 points, 12.8 I think, before the semifinals. She just took over for them scoring-wise in the semifinals, and she has not let up here tonight. And really, what do you do? Because she's so talented and strong, being able to score through contact when she gets to the rim. We've seen her go to make a move to a little step back through the legs pull-up, and she's knocked down threes. I mean, she has every aspect offensively to score.
She is. Well,
she is a highlight reel.
She is literally. That's I was going to say. That's literally what I was going to say. She is literally a highlight reel. When she has the ball, just feel, you know, you're going to get shots. She's a cameraman's dream. Vadeeva gets it in the post. She wants a little space to play. Steps through, goes up soft with the left hand, doesn't get the drop, and Hebert comes down with it, and that's the last two. Vadeeva's just come up short. Dangerfield will hand it on to Carter. Who else? And why not? Goes off the glass. Wow. She is a scoring machine. 73-70.
24 points, 7 for 11 shooting.
Vadeeva, they're gonna milk this matchup now. Tries to go to the far side of the ring. Carter gets a piece of it. Both ends of the floor, she's getting it done. We've seen her draws contact.
Foul is called on number 8,
And Vadiva at the moment, the only thing I'd say is a little bit, throw it into Vadiva and stand still.
Yeah.
And what they've been very good at is getting action out of her as well as points. Russia will have it on the sideline. Musina, who hasn't been a factor in this little run. She still only has the 24 points. She's gone a little quiet. Belova, little hesitation. But she had the layup. But why not give it to Musina for 2?
She goes, you know what? An assist is just as good as 2 points.
Absolutely.
And you know, that's great awareness of knowing who. She knew Musina was there. She knew it was Musina who she was going to pass to. And she knows that she's money.
Foul line jump shot for Dangerfield is long. Great work by Holmes on the glass out of the area, and the USA are closing that gap on the glass.
Yeah, they are. They've really stepped it up here in the 4th quarter on the boards.
Carter, it's going up for 3. Is off.
She's human.
Musina's off to the races. Russia in transition. Look, stops and pops. Musina on a little lead back for 2. And it really does look like the end of a heavyweight battle, and it's been a heavyweight battle. 73-74, Dangerfield has it, and the Russian zone is still there at that 2-3 shape. Larry outside, moves it on. At some point, surely Carter gets tired, surely. In the lane, tries to skip it through the heaven for the out one, and Musina was asleep at the back of the keyway. And Carter just shows you she's a player, she's not a just a scorer. A scorer takes the shot then, she just dumped it down.
And it was a hard pass. It wasn't a simple pass she made. It was the right pass, it was the right move. They're so worried about her that she was able to execute.
Well, Vadiva corrals the rebound. The USA lead it by 1. Turnover, and Carter again. She just does not know how to stay out of the action.
No, she doesn't. And you know what? She didn't come up with a steal, but guess what? She prevented an easy basket for Russia. Talk about hustle.
Well, the USA only had the 1 timeout. Russia still had 2 to use. Vadiva, wide open look for Shirin for 2 is good. And that's what we're talking about in terms you've got to move to give some space for Vadiva. And Russia stay with the zone.
And you know what? The U.S., they need to double on Vadiva. They have to. They need to help Hibbert out on defense.
Carter is going to travel. Changed the pivot foot, went one way, came back.
The ball goes to Russia.
Russia have it by 1. 76-75 with the basketball, and Musina will advance it. Goes straight into Vadiva. Goes inside, left hand hook. That's a veteran senior player move.
As an 18-year-old,
exactly.
That's a veteran senior player move.
3-point advantage, 2:30 to go. Dangerfield. The zone has just slowed it up a little. Dangerfield outside the 3, thinks about it, crosses over. The long mid-range 2 is no good, and Musina. And Carter, even Carter's beginning to look a little tired for the United States at the moment.
I would be tired after her performance.
Musina decides to take the 2, and it's no good. Vadiva's on the glass. The ball belongs to Russia. 2:02 to go. I think the Russian team may need a timeout just to give someone a blow here. They can't take anyone out. Vadiva is the inbound relief for pressure. She's fouled. The foul was a good foul to save a certain 2. Because they fouled Vadiva.
Vadiva's upset because she realized they fouled and she should have gone up.
Just let it go.
Yeah, because she would have been going to the free throw line right now.
And they're going on the side line, not the end line. Change of call for the Russians. Zavialova gets a little space. Shunan going to the hoop. I was going to say blocked by Alalari, but the referee calls the foul.
I mean, there was a lot of contact before the block, I think. Here we go.
There's a foul
There's
there.
the contact
And
before. Well, yeah, I mean, it was a foul.
Yeah.
I thought it was a block, but then...
Sometimes they do not like the way referees let plays develop, so it will be, if there's a foul, call it. They let it develop because it means they're going to go to the line, the Sheeran. This is when free throws become crucial. She misses the first. Forget that it's a gold medal game. You're in the gym thousands and thousands of times. You're in the free throw line. And 0 for 2. What a rebound. You see it, what a board.
And your three-point shooter is, oh, they were late in getting her the ball.
Ozaralova for 3. Snatches at it.
Oh.
Great work by Carter. Oh.
He is doing everything for them.
Handles it. Mid-court foul. She's turned it over. And you really, I get so frustrated when referees decide there is no contact, so they're going to let the play. That's a foul, call the foul.
But they didn't call it.
I know.
So you can't decide to call a foul now because...
I would say, I think they have to. It's the wrong thing.
Let's see here.
That's a foul.
And it was clearly off US. So if you either call a foul...
And the thing about it is, there was a foul. They didn't want to call it because they thought she was going to lay it up. And that's why you can't make that decision, because you do not know what's going to happen after. Now, the right thing in some ways has happened because the USA have the basketball.
Yes, and it should be their ball.
Yeah. Carter going up. Tough move off the glass for 2.
We just talked about how she looked so tired, but guess what? She's still getting it done for them.
What a move. Kennedy Carter takes it to a 1-point game. But Eva gets it inside. Great pass. Great finish. And one. What a play. Oh, what a play.
I mean, wow. This is a show. This is a show right now.
Great movement. Great awareness by Vadiva. Vadiva is a basketball player, full stop. So is Carter too, and we're seeing a lot of them.
We saw an MVP move by Carter. We saw an MVP pass from Vadiva, and we saw an MVP finish from Musina.
And Musina completes the 3-point play.
I mean, these are superstars already.
And
they're not superstars in the making.
No, they are. Oh, Heaven can't handle the pass.
And Carter just looks exhausted.
It's a 2-possession game, and Russia, well, someone's got to get open. Just about. And Carter fouls, and they foul Musina, who doesn't miss free throws. And she's on the halfway line, and it's still only a 4-point game.
No, you talked about Musina, and you know she's an 85% free throw shooter. In today's game, she is 7 for 7. So, if you're Russia, you're comfortable, and that's the person who you want on the line.
Well, this is a chance for her to go to 33 points personal in a gold medal game.
I mean, who do you give the MVP to right now? Can we give it to Carter, Musina, and Vadiva? Is that do they have enough
go with an all-star 5.
watches?
Just go with an all-star 5 and say you're great.
And you guys are all
you're
MVP.
All great, yeah. Musina goes 2 for 2. The USA take their last timeout. It's still only a 2-possession game. There is 42 seconds. That's an eternity.
That's an eternity for a very fast, talented USA team, because trust me, this USA team, they have shooters, they have scorers, they flat out know how to make a score.
Let's take a listen to the timeout here, because the gold medal rests on this timeout.
Now we got to pick up home court. All right, right here, okay? We're going to go get it inbounds right here. They're in this 2-3 zone, okay? They're in the backside. Ruthie, you're on the block right here, okay? Bella, you're right here. Kennedy, take it out. Crystal, come in here. You're coming to get it. It's Shug on the other side. Okay? Ruthie, Bella, Shug, take it out. Okay? Kennedy. Kennedy, take it out. Kennedy, take it out.
Супер! Отлично! Покажем! Переходим в зону.
You know, they're going for a quick score. They have to. They have to go for a quick score. They have to pick up. There's still a lot of time left. And, you know, can we talk about what's on the line? You have 42 seconds to dethrone the USA, who have won this tournament for the last 7 years. 7 cycles of this tournament. You have a Russian team that lost by 8 points on home soil in 2015 with Husina Vadiva. You have a Dangerfield who has that gold medal at this event the last time around. So there's a lot on the line right now. We have seen MVP performances from both sides.
A Russia show man-to-man coming out of that timeout. Carter in the lane, floats one. Oh! Oh!
He is so good!
Kennedy Carter just breathes life back into the USA in the gold medal game. What a move.
I mean, she is, look at this. Look at this.
Gets bumped, gets contact, finishes the play. The kid can just play. Doesn't matter how old she is, doesn't matter whatever she is. She's just a flat-out player. She's closed it to a 4-point game. That didn't take very long. That only took 7 seconds to get that away.
You know, she's committed to Texas A&M, I believe it is. And you know the coaches are watching this game and they're just salivating, knowing that we have a superstar coming to our school. I mean, what else can we say? She is so talented and so strong at scoring through contact.
And we're saying this, and she's on the moment, she's on the wrong end of the result. And that just tells you how much quality there is the other way too. This is, there's 35 seconds. There are still many twists and turns in this. Because the first thing the Russian national team have to do is get it in. And they struggled on a couple of occasions to get it in. The trouble is, if they really are struggling, Vadiva will just come to the ball. And there is an obvious entry pass to her. The other great thing for the Russians at this point is they're a good free throw shooting team. So they would back themselves on the line. Zavialova will inbound the basketball. It looks like Husina's going to come try and get it. Surely the Russians will have to deal with a switch from the Americans on everything. Oh, Dangerfield's got it. But Husina just recovers it. Dangerfield's got it. Dangerfield with a chance for the two. Goes up, blows the layup. And they blow the miss. And then there's a foul. Dangerfield and then Herbert just could not get the ball to drop.
I mean, Dangerfield, look at this, 2 missed opportunities, but talk about hustle. I mean, she almost got a steal off the inbounds. She stayed with it. She's so incredibly fast. And Vadiva, I mean, good job hustling back and staying with it and corralling that ball.
Absolutely. Vadiva was the first Russian to react, the first Russian to get back, and she's on the free throw line to potentially ice this. Makes the first. It's a 2-possession game anyway. It just becomes a 2-3-pointer possession. Vadiva to make it a 6-point game. And she's missed that 5-point game. Needs to get it going. Dangerfield.
Look how fast they are. Look at this.
And she's fouled because they have 2 to give.
That's a smart foul. And, you know, Dangerfield, again, we talked about, she should have maybe tried to go up in a shooting form knowing that the foul is coming. But you don't want to turn it over either, though.
She had a chance. Yeah. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes.
It's a lot easier for us to watch it.
Could have stopped and popped the 3. All sorts of things. Still 15 seconds to go. Carter's got it. She goes up. She's fouled on the 3-point shot.
This is one of the most exciting basketball games I have ever seen at any level, Mark. You've done this for a long time. You're a coach. You've been commentating. Is this not incredible, the talent and the level that we are watching right now?
This is one of, there are a number of games, but because of the outstanding individual performances, it just adds it. There's too many to go through here, but Carter, that foul gets the USA right back in this game. And
you know, you called it at halftime when we were off air. You said this is going to be an 80-point game. I didn't know both teams were going to be in the 80s.
Carter needs to make both. Makes the second. This makes it a 2-point game if she makes it. She's already made it a 1-possession game. But when Russia just thought they were almost over the line, Kennedy Carter takes it away from them. Closes it to a 2-point game. Russia take the timeout. Neither team has a foul to give right now.
you know, and right now, you're the Russian coach. You're drawing up a play to make sure that they get the ball inbounded. The U.S. has to go for a quick steal or foul. I mean, it has to be, you know, you go for the steal and then you foul right away.
Well, Diva has just got 1 for 2. If I'm the Russian coach, I really do inbound it. I would inbound it to her, and I would not throw it towards the halfway line.
No, you don't want to let them have an easy transition basket for the U.S. You got to go to Vidiva, you got to go to Messina. If I'm the U.S., I really want to deny those 2 players and make someone else have to hit clutch free throws.
We get a layup, we're going to overtime. If not, we got to foul right away. Then we have no timeouts. We got to box out on the free throw line. Kennedy, we're going to commit you, and we're going to go to the rim.
Then again, the only easy part of that timeout, if we get the chance, we're going to give it to you, Kennedy, and you are going to go to the rim.
I mean, everyone in the gym, I mean, these fans are getting a show, but everyone in the gym knows that we're going to Carter. And, you know, I said she looked exhausted about the 4-minute mark, and she has fought through the tiredness.
You've got to see Vidiva. The way they've lined up here, Vidiva's got to come back to the ball. And there she is.
So I would get it back to Vidiva.
They can't foul like that, but...
you know, we've talked about this summer. So is that an intentional push in the back?
That is. I would hate it to be called.
No, I would hate it to be called as well. But it is something that the refs have now started to call a lot more. So that's a huge basket because they need to make a 3.
Oh, this makes it a 2-possession game. This makes it rushes to lose almost. Vilova gets the drop. Carter's got it. Carter's going. They're not going to. I thought they might have fouled her. He's going to step back for the 3. It's off. Dangerfield chases it, throws it up, and Russia have won the Under-19 World Cup. They defeat the defending champions. They beat the USA for the first time at this level.
And it is just
and that's what it means
down there. And you see Vidiva and Messina celebrating because they realize what they have done.
There are some times you don't have to say anything. Pitchers always tell so much more. What a performance by both teams. But too many individual performances to even mention. But that Russian team, that Russian coach has done something they've never done before.
And
they have beaten Russia. They have beaten the USA. They have won this tournament before, but not for a very, very long time. They are the 2017 FIBA Under-19 World Cup champions.
And you know, no matter who was going to win this, you were going to feel bad for the other team because of the performances. I mean, 82-86. You want to talk about a good game? This is going to go down in history as one of the greatest U19 women's games of all time. Some of the greatest performances.
You said it's the best game you've seen. At this level, absolutely the best game. Absolutely. By a long, long way, just in terms of excitement, but also level. The level of this game was phenomenal. Korolenko in the huddle. And it needs moments like this to really ignite a federation. And the Russian Federation, and Russia's been through, you know, some trials, and they've had a bit of a dip. If this is the first step back on the road, and their senior women's early exit from Eurobasket, lots of things haven't gone how they would like. This is a huge shot in the arm for them. I mean, just going further, the 17 turnovers, which means they only had 6 in the second half, Russia, which is probably the decisive factor.
Yeah, and they shot the ball 52%. That's incredible. I thought they shot the ball well yesterday, and they just had an even bigger performance today.
Well, Messina had 33, but Diva had 26 points and 18 rebounds. In a losing performance, Carter had 31. Dangerfield had 15, but she had 15 in the first half. And the zone really did. And how is she going to remember that missed layup? There's so many points in those games that you can highlight and point to. You know, the Russians are cutting down a net. There is just so much joy, so much pleasure with that team.
And, you know, we haven't mentioned this either. So Russia has an advantage because these women have spent a lot more time training, practicing together, playing together on the same teams. These USA women don't get that same kind of an opportunity. You know, they don't have, there's probably a few of them that have played with each other, but they don't. They're all over the US. They really only have the chance to get together a few weeks before the tournament starts. You know, they were in France for an exhibition series. And you kind of saw that. I mean, this Russian team know each other. They know each other incredibly well. And this is just the difference between what's an advantage for the Europeans. Don't get me wrong, the U.S. has the best league in the world, and they have some of the best, you know, high schools, university programs where they develop athletes. So that's an advantage for the USA also. But this time, I think it just showed that this Russian team have been together a while now. They know each other really well.
When people are, there'll be lots of analysis done on this game, and it's almost time to just say that was, and you said it right, you know, towards the end of the game. That was just a great game of basketball. That was a great advert for the women's game, because it was a great game of basketball regardless of whether it was male or female. Great individual performances, big-time decisions. There's nothing that game didn't have. And you know what? Okay, there was the little call at the end of the game. We didn't even mention the officials very often at all. They let the players decide most of that game. And that's all you can ask in a situation like that. And that was just a phenomenal level of an under-19 game. It was a great level for any level. Tremendous, tremendous game. And if anybody, you know, hasn't seen the whole game, there are plenty of places you can watch this game, and there are so many reasons you should take the time and watch Russia and the USA in the 2017 FIBA World Cup Under-19 Championship game.
After watching this game, if you haven't watched it and you do watch it, you will become a basketball fan. Plain and simple, you will become a big basketball fan for the women's game. And you know, my heart goes out to the USA, to Carter and her performance, but what would you have done differently? I mean, Russia they stayed composed. They never let the game get out of hand. You know, even when the U.S. went on their runs, I kind of thought, okay, this is it. You know, the U.S. went on a little run. No, Russia comes out. You know, that 6-point lead at halftime is gone within the first couple minutes. I don't know what I would have done differently if I were the U.S.
No, because as we said throughout the game, the inside strength of the diva meant you had to structure your defense in a particular way. And in some ways, they had to try and just outscore them. And Carter almost did that. I mean, she literally almost outscored
single-handedly,
yeah. I mean, Dangerfield in the first half, Carter in the second half, with some contributions from across the roster, but almost outscored them.